Hello, I am Lee from Anything Cameras, a channel that focuses on helping you improve your filming and photography. And in today's video, it's going to be all about EQing your audio. Now, you might be wondering what EQ stands for. Well, it's simple. It just stands for equalization. And all you do when you EQ audio is adjust the level of frequencies in your audio. So, say if you have frequencies that you want to enhance, you just raise the level of them or the volume. And if you have frequencies you dislike, you can lower the volume or get rid of them altogether. So it's pretty simple, and it makes your audio sound that much better. And as we all know, audio is very important for viewer retention on your videos. So let's get right into this. First, get your audio section that you want to edit and set an in and out point on the part that you want to be using in your final product. This in and out point will allow you to loop the audio. If I go over to here, track mixer, I can hit the loop button. And this will allow you to constantly listen to the audio and not have it run out, because if you're editing, sometimes that can take a while. And then if you run out of audio that you're going to be using in the final product, it can be a little frustrating to have to close the panel and back up your viewing pin here. So let's keep going. What we're going to want to do is go to the effects panel and look up parametric equalizer right here. I'm going to slap that right onto the audio. Now I'm going to go over to effects control with the audio selected, and I have my parametric equalizer here. As you can see, I have two. That's a little bit of a mistake. You can just delete one if you end up with two on there. And I'm going to hit edit. So now here's the parametric equalizer. As you can see, the parametric equalizer is on default, and that's where we want it. We don't want to use any of these presets for right now. You can use a vocal enhancing preset, and that can work, but right now, just clear to default, because that's what we're going to want to start with right now to clean up the audio. So now, with a microphone, they often have frequencies that don't sound so good. So some of these frequencies we want to remove. So what you're going to want to do is find this 50 hertz preset right here. Doesn't matter what hertz level it is. Doesn't matter. You'll see in a minute. And we're going to change this bottom number to 20. And this affects how many frequencies we are affecting. And this will make it very few frequencies, a very sharp fall off. Now I'm going to boost the decibels here. And as you can see, it's a large peak. Now watch if I decrease that 20, it gets wider and wider and wider. So that's why you want to keep that number at about 20. That's the sweet spot I found. So now play your audio and drag this across, and you'll find frequencies that you just dislike. So let me take a listen here. But basically, you want a pretty decent microphone. I'm going to suggest you spend $100 or more. Do you hear how tinny that frequency is? I'm going to keep going, but that's probably one that I'm going to look at. So that's 139 hertz. On this, and we are using a shotgun microphone, and this allows you to get really close to your subject and get some really 166 seems to be the worst. So I'm going to keep that at 166, and I'm going to drop this down to -5 decibels. And bingo, it just dipped the audio there because I didn't really like that sound. So now I don't have to worry about that. Now let's move on to the next one. Again, change the bottom number to 20, pump up those decibels, and start scrubbing across to find those nasty sounds. That frequency right there, 878, is absolutely awful. So I'm going to, again, get rid of that one. Just dip it right down. -5. You can go a little bit lower. You could go down to -10. I find -5 is just enough, and it keeps the quality, it keeps the sound similar, so you don't notice a big difference in the overall sound of the audio. It doesn't affect it a bunch, but it just cleans it up a little bit and makes it sound better. So again, 20, crank these decibels up, 15, and start scrubbing across to listen. Kind of whistly right there. I dislike that. So again, -5, and boom, that's dipped. So now we've cleaned up the overall profile of the audio, but how are we going to enhance our vocals a little bit? By the way, if you get see that panel that just pops up quickly, that's an auto save feature. So it's just saving your project, nothing to worry about. All right. Again, how do you edit to improve audio quality? Well, see all this low end garbage below 40 hertz? Nobody really hears that. This stuff is not necessary to a voice. So click this button here, and that'll mean that you're going to a steeper curve. click it again. There we go. Steeper curve. When you see the steep curve here, the steep line, that's what we want. And then drag your low ends down. And right around the 30 hertz line, that's where your little low square should be. But basically you want to... And that just adds it gets rid of some of the nasty low ends that are interfering with the audio and just don't make it sound too good. Pretty decent microphone. I'm going to suggest you spend $100 or more on this. And we are using a shotgun microphone. And then I just like to take the high ends and just push them up a touch. Now, this is only if you have no hissing or whistling in the audio. Like, say if you have a microphone that has a hissing issue, you're gonna have to cut off like from right around here, anywhere between 10,000 and 20,000 hertz to get rid of that hiss. But for me, I don't really have that much of a problem with a hiss, so I like to just punch it up just a touch, not too much, not even to 5 decibels, just a little bit, and that, in my opinion, gives a really good sound. Pretty decent microphone. I'm going to suggest you spend $100 or more on this. And we are using a shotgun microphone. It might not be super obvious to the untrained ear, but it helps people to really appreciate the audio, and you don't get annoyed listening to the audio. You don't get tired of listening to the audio, which really helps in viewer retention of any of your videos that you produce. So as I said, basic. This is not a super professional way to do it, but it's an easy way to clean up your audio and get pretty decent audio in just a few minutes. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos.